Today is Edward and Sophie's 22nd wedding anniversary, meaning they have already outlasted all of his siblings' marriages. However, they have struggled with many of the same pressures as other royal couples, including intense interest and scrutiny of their relationship. The Queen's youngest son was recently asked about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, their decision to step down as senior royals and their explosive interview with Oprah Winfrey. Edward was surprisingly candid, saying, "It's very sad. We've all been there before. We've all had excessive intrusion and attention in our lives and we've all dealt with it in very different ways. We wish them the best of luck. It's a really hard decision." When he said they have all experienced excessive intrusion, Edward was likely recalling his own difficulties with the press. When he and Sophie first started seeing each other in the early 90s, there was a media frenzy over it, with numerous stories being published about Sophie and their relationship. A host of acquaintances from her past came out of the woodwork, and claims ranged from speculation about her true hair color to whether or not she had a good singing voice. Sophie herself found the probing into her background unnerving, because she had never been under such scrutiny before. Unlike Edward's brothers' wives Princess Diana and Sarah Ferguson, she had no experience of dealing with the royal family. They also had to endure constant discussion about whether they would get engaged and were often asked this question by the media. Edward reportedly hit back, furiously insisting that the more they asked the less likely he was to propose. He said, "If you shut up, mind your own business and let me do it when I want, it's much more likely to happen. The more people second guess, the more likely it is I just don't do it." Ingrid Seward, editor-in-chief of Majesty magazine and author of Prince Edward, a biography, claimed Edward pleaded with the media to leave him alone so his relationship could develop in its own time. In a heartfelt letter from the prince to the press, he said he was worried his relationship would be destroyed after witnessing the breakdown of other royal marriages. He wrote, "I am taking this unusual step of writing to you directly in the hope of stopping your reporters and photographers from destroying that part of my life that I am entitled to regard as private and, more importantly, Sophie's life. We are not planning to get married. We only met each other in the last few months, but we are good friends. If this situation changes, we will let you know in a proper and formal manner. I am very conscious that other members of my immediate family have been subjected to similar attention and it has not been at all beneficial to their relationships." Edward separately complained about media intrusion for the royal family in general, saying, "There is little escape for anyone in the public eye. And for the royal family, nothing at all." All this might explain why the Earl of Wessex seems to have so much sympathy for Harry and Meghan, despite their many comments that have damaged the royal family. In fact, Meghan and Harry actually tried a similar technique of appealing to the press to leave them alone in the early years of their relationship. Ultimately, of course, they chose to go in a different direction to the Wessexes. Prince Edward told CNN about his nephew Harry's decision, "It's difficult for everyone. It's difficult for everyone. But as I said, that's families for you." Asked if he had any sadness about the way it has played out, he said, "Oh, of course. You know, I mean there are all sorts of issues and circumstances there. But we've all been there. On the feud itself," he said, "I stay way out of it. It's much the safest place to be."